Hey guys, welcome to our Wednesday stream. We just got Rob joining now. He usually does our intros.
Right, guys, give me 1 sec.
Oh.
Sorry, I had trouble getting logged in there for some reason.
It's all good. Welcome, Bombers. How is everybody doing today?
I didn't realize we were live, but thank you for that, Simon. Awesome. Right, let's imagine we've just had the music. So yeah, guys, thanks everyone for joining this week's AMA. Awesome to have you with us as always, and thanks to those that are listening back. I always say that it's going to be a jam-packed AMA, and this one definitely is. It's a particularly important one, where we're going to spend a good amount of time talking about the bomb bonus unlock and what that process is going to look like. Some thinking we've been given to make sure that, of course, everyone gets what we've committed to, but actually making sure that's done in a way that's best for everyone, and that we don't see anything that's going to adversely impact the price on a material level when people are getting all those juicy rewards. So yeah, we'll spend a good time talking through that. We'll give you guys the update on the mobile app as always, along with something exciting we've got in the pipeline for, I guess, expanding the reach even further for our single staking offering. And then, as always, we'll cover off marketing, although we'll probably have kind of touched on that throughout as we go. As we sort of chat today, definitely feel free just to pop questions in. We'll cover those off as we go. Any feedback at all, we always love to hear. So yeah, nothing is don't hold back on anything basically. Yeah. So let's talk bomb lock. Aaron, do you want to start off just with a bit of a reminder of, I guess, why we did the bomb lock and where we are now and the thinking on the unlock process?
Yeah, so basically the bomb chain bomb lock promotion that we have, or that we had, the purpose of this was really to drive the price of bomb up closer to peg, to basically get a bunch of bomb locked away, and get everybody ready for bomb chain. Bomb chain launch obviously went off without a hitch. It's been going great. In terms of the price action on bomb, we didn't get exactly the price action that we were hoping for with the lock bonus. We saw over 700,000 bomb locked up, which is over like half of the total supply, and didn't really see the price action we were expecting based on that amount of bomb being locked up. So that's a little lesson for the future. In terms of the bomb unlocking, we know a lot of people are concerned about what's going to happen to the price of bomb when that bomb unlocks. So we've been talking a lot internally about different ways to handle this so that we can ensure that everybody gets their bomb that we promised them, but at the same time, we maintain a healthy ecosystem and basically keep everything in a healthy state. So I'm not sure if you guys wanted to add anything to that, or.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good overview. I would say that it was probably statistically unlikely that we didn't see, a bigger price appreciation in bomb with that amount locked. But there are certain factors at play that you just can't account for. So we just have to accept that for what it is. But yeah, the primary focus through all our conversations is making sure, as Aaron says, that we absolutely give everyone what we committed to, but we make sure we do that in a way where it's going to be fair to everyone. It's going to maintain and improve the health of the ecosystem over time. So we're still to finalize the exact details, but do you want to, Aaron, just sort of step through the initial thinking, and then obviously we'll firm up the exact details in next week's Bombshell Monday?
Yeah, sure. Right before I do that, though, I will just say that there were definitely some lessons learned in the bomb chain bonus. Like, for example, after the fact, realizing that offering the 3 times for the first 250,000 bomb didn't really make a lot of sense, because all of our existing holders that already had bomb jumped into that, and so now we're giving the big bonus, and we didn't even really get any buys out of that. That huge 3x bonus period. So definitely a lot of lessons learned there, and we'll structure promotions in the future accordingly based off lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a couple ideas in mind, and we're definitely open to feedback from the community on these ideas and any other potential ideas. The criteria for the unlock ideas are pretty much that, we want to make sure that we make everybody whole in terms of their, what we promised them, but at the same time, reduce, potential sell pressure with that bomb. So two of the options that we're pretty keen on offering right now are the first one being, being able to instantly redeem your initial, what you would have deposited into the bomb lock bonus. So, if you unlock, say, on February 20th, on the 20th, you'll be able to unlock your initial, and then the actual bonus amount of bomb would be vested over a certain period of time that we haven't figured out the exact duration on that. But that's our first idea. Second idea, which I like a lot better, is one where you would be able to put all of your bomb to work immediately, but what would happen is it would go into one of our bomb chain farms. So like the bomb P hub, or one of the core bomb chain farms, and you'd be able to have that working for you in the vault immediately, but the actual receipt token would vest to you over a period of time. And that's just so that people can't take option 2 and then just instantly go and sell the position right after. But the vesting period of option 2, we're thinking, would be a little bit shorter than option 1, or maybe substantially shorter. And we could also give the option of like going into, giving you different options for which vaults you want to go into, so that you don't have to go all or nothing into one, because I know some people have quite a bit of bomb locked up. So so you'd be able to choose which you want to go into and for how much. You're muted there, Rob.
Thank you. Good spot. Yeah, I was just going to say, and for anyone listening who, because I get that some people might be listening and be a bit disappointed they're not going to get their whole stack of bomb, including the bonus, back in a oneer. And as Aaron said, it's certainly not what we wanted. And we definitely have a lot of lessons that we've learned. But the reality is, if we were to proceed with the plan of records and everyone's bomb just unlocked, we could just see significant sell pressure, which ultimately means that for folk who have their unlock, a little bit later down the line, they're likely to, be worse off than someone who had the unlock earlier. So we want to make sure that we're as fair as possible, but making sure that everyone is getting what we commit to just over a slightly longer period.
Good thing to remember as well is that often freebies and gifts like this do have a vesting period. That is kind of typical for a lot of freebies like that, because it is what it is. It's a great bonus for people believing in our ecosystem, of believing in bomb chain. And this is not against people. This is for people to help protect the price. There will be a vesting period, which I think is pretty standard, which I think is totally fine by me anyway.
I'll just add one thing to keep in mind here is, it's obviously one of our primary goals is to get bomb above peg, have it printing and all, but bomb is now the native token for a layer 1 blockchain, and building on that on bomb chain is also going to be one of our primary goals, and getting traction on there. Like, just the fact that that's going to be used as a native token is going to be the use case for bomb. So seeing that it's not at peg is not, it's not only a tomb fork at this point. It's not a seniorage token. It's actually a native gas token. So it's not the end of the world that it's not at peg. Obviously, we're still going to work towards that. And we do think it'll get there once the demand for bomb continues to expand with the bomb chain expanding itself. But the more important thing is going to be, especially once our bomb mobile app starts really rolling in, those protocols get into peg. And we've talked about this before, but some of the math for some of those to get to peg, like Polymatic, Snow AVAX, things like that, it's peanuts. So, overall, I would say everything's still in really good shape right now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, definitely. I was just going to add in BSM this week, we showed just some very simple TA on the bomb chart, and you can see that since the beginning of December, it's just been this really well defined range. And we're at the bottom of that. The RSI, if you're a bit of a TA guy, it's, I think, the most oversold significantly it's been since then. So we're at a kind of clear demand zone. And actually, if you look at Bomb's performance over the course of the bear market, at least since we announced Bomb Chain, it's far and beyond your average token with a similar market cap. So I think what everyone you're saying, Marcus, is spot on. We just need to zoom out sometimes and recognize how far things have come and the trajectory they're on at an overall level.
Absolutely. A couple comments and questions and a couple shout outs. Some of our regulars stopping to say hi. Hey, how's it going? Let's go. Absolutely. And here, first question.
So the question is, so the bomb and the lockup would be zapped in an LP option 2. So yeah, essentially. So we'd have a smart contract that let you claim and basically, select which vault you wanted to go into, and it would basically handle all that behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, essentially be zapping into an LP into the auto vault.
Yep.
Yeah, and one thing to note on option 2 is that the entire balance, so your initial plus whatever bonus bomb you got, would all be zapped in immediately and all start earning on the auto vault. So that is a really good option for people.
Yep, people, the ecosystem for a lot of things.
We could even make like an easy option where it's just like go with the protocol recommended breakdown, where it could be like maybe 3 or 4 different vaults, and it just maybe 40% bomb PUB or 50 or 60% or whatever we decide, but just so that there's like a one-click option to have good exposure to the entire ecosystem.
I really like that. Yeah. Another question that fits into all this. I like option 2. How soon until we get specifics on vesting periods, etc. So some of the first unlocks happen, I believe, the 16th. So in like a week and a half. Like we said earlier, next Bombshell Monday, it for sure will be. We'll have all the specifics finalized. So we'll be able to release that if it hasn't been leaked in some of our socials before that.
Yeah, and we've been talking internally, and the most important thing for us is to ensure that both the protocol remains healthy, but more importantly, that our community remains happy. So we're trying to really balance those two. And so we do have, I think, 95% of the plan set. So we're just trying to fine tweak what's going to be best for both keeping people happy and keeping the protocol healthy. And like Simon said, we'll definitely have everything finalized by Bombshell Monday, but we should have that in the next day or two as well. So
is it not possible to do a combination of option 1 and 2? For example, you're able to withdraw your initial and the rest into a single multiple LPs. Could look into a hybrid, although I think we can't make it too complex. But
yeah, on one hand, we don't want to make it too complicated. We already got a lot on our plate in terms of the mobile app and really getting the whole ecosystem healthy. So this is kind of something on the side, so we don't really want to do anything too crazy. But I mean, if you get your initial back immediately, then like the whole advantage of option 2 is that your entire amount gets to go to work immediately, right? So that's, if we're giving you that and you can unlock your initial, then that I'm not sure.
It's complicated.
I think option 1 you can almost achieve what Captain Hindsight is suggesting there. Possibly not quite with the level of flexibility that he's suggesting, but the idea is, as we said, just to try and do things that keep it simple in terms of options, and but do give people choice, right? Because we recognize we are having to move away from what ideally we would have done, but as we've said for a few times, hopefully everyone sees for the right reasons, which perhaps ties to Captain Hindsight's next comment. I know I'm skipping one, but should we jump to that one?
Yeah, I like this one. You can keep my bomb until peg. Yep. Well,
That's what
option
I'm
2
doing.
is
That's what I'm
similar.
doing.
I guess you're investing into some of the other farms, investing sometimes into P Hub Bomb. We have other farms that will be working for you at the same time as we're waiting.
Yeah, but I think what he's hinting at here is that obviously, like if everybody did that, then there'd be like no sell pressure.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Okay. Also, to play devil's advocate question: was this potential sell-off on lockup release day not something that was considered when creating the bomb lockup promo?
I mean, this is definitely something that was considered, but I mean, the more puzzling thing is how do we have a 1.4 some odd million total supply, get 700,000 bomb locked up that was not previously locked up, and get 200,000 plus bombs sent over to bomb chain, and we still haven't moved closer to peg. That's the better question.
Yeah.
I mean, we created a place where half of the total supply of bomb ended up going, which basically achieved our goal essentially in terms of locking the bomb up, but just not in terms of the price action that we anticipated for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was considered, but I don't think it's anybody could have imagined that you can lock up 700,000 bomb when you only have 1.4 million total and not have the price move up with that.
Yeah. When you say it that way, it
That's
sounds ludicrous.
Yeah. Well, that's it. When you're doing anything like this, you've got to work with some assumptions. You've got to validate that they at least feel reasonable, but they are always going to be assumptions. So yeah, as Aaron said, we obviously didn't get the creation of this perfect, and that's definitely a learning. But yes, it was definitely firmly considered. But given the recent price action, we just kind of reached a point where we knew that it wouldn't be the right thing to proceed with the initial plan.
Mm-hmm. Can we get initial back after lockup? So yes, option 1 would basically be you would get your initial back, and there would be a vesting period of a certain time for the any bonus that you're getting. Obviously we do suggest to everyone, but I mean we've never been a protocol that want to control what you do with your funds. That's something we strive not to be. But we do suggest option number 2, which will help the protocol, will help everyone if everyone starts taking their initial and God forbid selling it, which can happen. People have their reasons, but option 2 is definitely better for your bags. It's going to work, and for the protocol as well.
Yeah, cool.
Bombing.
Yeah. Make something with AI, lol. Maybe that will help. I've been trying to think about something that'd be awesome.
There's definitely Well, no, I was just going to say there's definitely a strong narrative. I think this is what he's hinting at, that, AI tokens are just pumping. So, we'll just add a new feature for Bomb and see it pump. Yeah.
Bomb.ai coming soon.
Confirmed. Thanks for the answer, guys. Look forward to the full details in the Bombshell Monday. And it looks like we need to generate more interest in Bomb. Absolutely.
It's been my main priority for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Just on that, though, and I probably said this on AMAs before, but I was reflecting on it earlier today. For me, coming from TradFi into DeFi and during initial conversations with Aaron, I was like, surely there are some things that we can do from marketing perspective that'll quickly see results. Honestly, I mean, it is such a difficult market. I mean, if you look on just DeFi Llama, right, at the TVL in DeFi, it's down significantly from the peak. But the key thing is it's still not really trending back up, which tells you at an aggregate level that the interest in DeFi is not increasing. So it's a tough market, but as you guys know, we're working literally round the clock to try and improve the ecosystem, bring more eyes to Bomb. We regularly do AMAs with new communities. I think Marcus, I'm straying into market, and we're probably going to be doing another one soon to get some more eyes on the sort of DeFi elements of Bomb Chain and the Bomb token.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll keep on doing everything we can in that regard. But if anyone's got any creative ideas for things we're not doing, then genuinely do let us know.
But that's part of what you're saying, though, and to add on to it. A year ago, you could go on to a DeFi AMA and literally pitch like Shiba, Phantom, DAO, Inu, like absolute shitcoin, and you'd have 10,000 people just throwing money at it because it's something new and shiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over the year, though, people are so much more hesitant, and rightfully so, because there's been so many rugs. There's been, FTX. There's been scams galore in the DeFi sector specifically, which, people might see something like Bob and be like, oh, this is probably a scam too, but they don't realize the history of us. And that's something perhaps that we need to focus more on.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we've been here for over a year, Aaron's done nothing but good things for the community, and we're really focused on long-term success. We have the plan till 2025. Things like that you just don't see in the DeFi space. So that is something that we need to work better on, getting that message out and distinguishing ourselves from all those potential scam protocols out there.
And I think that DeFi just generally is going to pick up after, the blue chips, right? Like the blue chips are just starting, people are getting their confidence back in those major cryptos. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for people to be confident enough to really be diving into DeFi again.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I find pretty neat, though, is that a lot of this stigma around DeFi was caused by a lot of the scams, FTX. People are scared, and before some of that even happened, we started working towards having a decentralized, transparent system. And I think we're trying to, and maybe we should put a bit more focus on that part, to have the infrastructure or have a experience, to experience DeFi in a way that's simple, transparent, to remove some of that fear. Although it is a new market and it's new for a lot of people. So it's hard.
Yeah, true. And the other thing, and I'm kind of stating the obvious here, but crypto is in, I guess, market conditions it's not really had to navigate previously as a space as a whole, and that, central banks are significantly tightening, right? We haven't been through periods of QT before, and that means that, at an aggregate level globally, capital is more expensive, there's lower liquidity in the markets, and that does mean that less flows into risk assets, and with crypto and particularly DeFi being right at the sort of top end of the risk curve, it is, as Aaron said, going to be probably the last place that's going to receive the inflows, but we're doing all the right things to make sure we're primed to capitalize, and we're not sort of waiting around for the DeFi crowd. As we've always said, we want to make sure that we can break into folk that aren't already in crypto. And I think now's a great time to be doing that as the market is starting to pick up. So yeah, that's just my little ramble on the sort of macro environment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and if anybody was around on the weekend when we did our last AMA on Telegram, you would notice all that we saw was 200 bots come to our channel and spam all these questions, right? And that's kind of what you see in DeFi now when you're dealing with these typical channels. It's almost entirely bots right now. So it is a hard market to penetrate, and I think shifting our focus towards the mobile app and targeting those folk, I think, is going to be better successful.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I brought this up because it's pretty much what you're saying. Try to find ways to separate ourselves from the old Moon Boy mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, we're trying, and having a global. I don't know if everyone in the community has this. Working in the team, I have, and we all have a global view of what's happening in our ecosystem, and there is so many dominoes lining up. I just feel when it hits, when it starts falling, it's going to be amazing. Not financial advice, but yeah.
As close as you can get. Well, yeah, this could be a good time to shift to what we're kind of working on for marketing, what we've got planned. So as you know, I'll let Simon and Aaron give an update on Apple, but obviously we are not live on Apple yet. So we are still waiting for that. So as you know, we did a very soft launch with Android only ads. They did okay, but obviously we don't want to spend too much until we can do both. But it was just a sample, and we realized, or we have some numbers on ad performance that we can share later. But we are not going to wait for Apple forever before everything goes. So we've decided we're going to go ahead with our joint press release next week. So that's the one with Anchor. And we're going to have them push it as well, right? So it's not going to be just a release from Bomb Money. So it's going to be very effective, in my opinion, going back to the traditional media sources and having the messaging coming from Anchor as well. You'll see they've already posted the case study on their blog about Bomb Money, talking about their foray into DeFi, and we're featured right on their main webpage, which is really cool. So capitalizing on that partnership there a little bit more we're going to start doing that immediately, regardless of whether or not Apple's live by next week. We're going to proceed with that. Additionally, continuing on the traditional stuff, we do want to start really getting more trust towards Bomb Money, and especially having such a strong team like Aaron and Rob. We do want to start featuring them as thought leaders. We've already started down that path. We've got a couple blogs from Rob, which if you've checked out our blog and seen Rob write, it's really great stuff. We're going to start going towards, especially in his home area in the UK. We're going to start trying to pitch this to media there as the whole TradFi to DeFi move, and see if people want to write about that story, because it's still kind of a cool new story as people are starting to make that shift. So we're going to put more focus onto that. And additionally, we're going to see by the end of this month, Aaron's feature spot. It's a great thought leadership piece there, talking about entrepreneurship and featuring Bomb Money. So there's a lot of little pieces that are just starting to fall into place. And again, these things do take time. It's not like or DeFi, you can just throw up an AMA and people will see it immediately. Some of these things take literally months to actually get going, but we're right at the cusp of all of this falling into place. Like Simon said, the dominoes are just about to get there. And additionally, we have a crypto survey. This one I do kind of want to wait until Apple is out. We have a lot of really good insights on crypto users, traditional finance users, what people invest in. We have gender, we have age, demographics that all split into who's investing into what. So I think that's going to be a really cool story to tell. And Bomb Money is going to own all that data, and we're going to lead that story. And but I do really want Apple to be out at that point, because we're going to be talking about the app in that article. And I want that to be, I think that's going to be really powerful, because I think media is going to pick that up. So we do want to have as much conversion as possible when that does go out.
Yeah, definitely. No, there's some great insight in there. I was looking at the data again for our pitch deck. So yeah, there's some great insights there. And I guess just talking about the long term, but shifting a little bit away from marketing. Some of you guys will have seen in BSM that we're working with NewChip, who are an accelerator who'll be supporting us with our seed funding rounds. So again, that just really emphasizes our commitment long term to continually reaching a broader user base and just scaling as an organization. So we're really excited for that. NewChip are already great to work with. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but they've got an amazing network of VCs, angel investors, etc. So we'll keep you guys posted on the journey there. Cool. All right. We've covered everyone's questions so far. Just if anyone's got anything else they want to throw in, please do. Questions, comments. We're more than happy to cover them. But guys, anything else that we wanted to talk about? We should maybe talk a bit about BOEM. It's still sort of reasonably early. The APRs are still absolutely insane. So yeah, Aaron, do you want to maybe take it away just with a brief reminder of what's going on?
Pull the screen up.
Let me get my screen over there. So we're still sitting at 10.23% daily. And
Not too shabby.
3.3% every rebase every 8 hours. So that's still dropping. Every 8 hours, it's dropping a little bit until I think I have it set to go to 1.25% every 8 hours. I'm not sure if that's what we'll settle on, or that was just the target for it to throttle itself down. But yeah, so I'm sure we'll probably leave it alone until it hits that, and then we'll see what makes sense from there. But yeah, it's been doing great. Let's look at the price action on it.
Yeah, pretty cool time to get in while it's still paying like that insane, absolutely insane yields.
Yeah, we're at $8. So I mean, I think it's gained enough in rebases that I don't think there's any point that anybody would have got in and been down right now. I think stakes have grown like I don't know 5 or 3-4 times. Or how big has you guys stakes grown?
Ooh. I'm struggling to remember exactly what I started with, to be honest. Can you guys remember? I mean, it's significant, like really significant.
Most things have 5 to 7x, I think.
Yeah. I had 5 popping into my head. Basically, every time, because the chart is kind of a bit not misleading exactly, but you look at it and you go, oh, well, it's sort of downtrending. But the fact the rebases are so crazy, it's offsetting that and more. So yeah. Yeah,
and I mean, look how much the liquidity's grown. The liquidity's looking great. I got 20,000 BOM and 1,100 BOEM in there. So, yep, very liquid.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, if anyone wants to check out, it's bohm.money, BOHM.money, and you'll need to connect to BOM chain and bridge some tokens across to get started. I'm sure many of you already have, but if not, it's really simple, and you can check out previous blogs that go over that. Shall we pull up that interesting comment that's just popped up? I mean, so Rich, if there's any more kind of substance you want to outline on that, we'll happily cover it.
Oh, he does. He has a follow-up.
Bigger, I think. Yeah. No, but genuinely, if you've got concerns about P-Hub, then feel free to give us a bit more info, and we're happy to talk about them.
Yeah.
Nothing's off the cards. The reality is it's a very limited supply token, 10,000 units. It benefits from revenue streams across the ecosystem. Aaron gave up his PEV allocation, to provide that revenue sharing aspect, and is a major holder of it. So, as I say, I don't really know where to go with that.
I mean, it's
what was that?
It's not a serious comment. I mean, it's
no, I know. It doesn't even deserve credence with that. But yeah, genuinely, if you've got concerns, then drop them in, and we'll happily chat them through.
Yep, I know he's in Telegram as well. So if you have any questions, feel free. We'll be there. We'll be waiting if you don't want to talk up now.
P-Hub, baby.
Yeah.
It's and we mentioned this earlier. So if you did watch a little earlier, but we can refresh though the PegHub protocols at Peg, which obviously won't take a lot because some of them have such low liquidity right now. So when those get to peg, the buybacks alone push P Hub well over $500 just on one of them being at peg. But all of them, well, you know, there's so much potential there.
Let's get that comment up.
Please, when Bomb gets to peg or any other tokens, I guess, have a special AMA with our guests, Fam and Rich Cena.
Yeah.
We'll invite them to drive in our Lambos.
Cool. Great comment though. Alrighty. So I guess if there's nothing else, then we can probably get wrapped up. But as always, just a reminder, we've got our Twitter space on Friday. So we'd love to see as many of you guys there as possible. That's at 6 p.m. UTC, 1 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, come along, get involved in the conversation. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for BSM next week, where we'll go into more detail on the bomb unlock process. Oh, and we've had another question, so let's go for that.
Yeah, any update on CZEMP, Aaron? I think you can provide quite a significant update.
Yeah, so that the migration is fully ready to go. CZ ETH has been launched. You can migrate your CZEMP and CZEMP bonds over to CZ ETH equivalents, and you can start farming that pair.
Yeah.
So if you hold any CZEMP or CZEMP bond, when you go to czpegs.com, you'll see a notification at the top that you can migrate. So if you just press that button to migrate, you'll be brought to a page where you got to do a couple approvals. You know, if you have CZEMP, you got to do an approval on that. If you have the CZEMP bonds, you got to do an approval on that. And then there's just one button to migrate everything over. So CZ ETH is not a 4,000 to 1 peg to Ethereum like EMP was, because that didn't really make sense to us. So we did a 1-to-1 peg. And so therefore, in order to make it everything make sense, when you basically 4,000 CZ EMP equals 1 CZ ETH. So essentially, it doesn't change the peg with the migration. Like nothing really changes. Just the basically the number of tokens in existence is going to change because it's going to be 1/4000th. But yeah, it's all good to go.
Yeah, no, I think it's great to have that done. Cool, yeah. And obviously it opens up easily the opportunity to expand our mobile offering to ETH. As one of the single staking options, which we've not got a timeline for, but you know, it's definitely going to be coming in the not too distant future.
So just the fact that we got this question means that we don't have good enough links to stuff, because this should be very easy to find for everybody.
Is there an explorer on Bomb Chain? Yes, we do.
Bombscan.com, which is put in the chat there as well. So that's where you can find it. And back to, this is the CZ EMP, CZ ETH migration. If you have any shares in the boardroom or any rewards in the boardroom, you can claim and withdraw. If you have CZ EMP or CZ EMP bond, you'll be able to migrate everything here. And boardroom's already going. Almost 2,000 CZ shares in there. Pretty popular boardroom.
Very nice.
Cool.
Good stuff. But yeah, and just in addition to the Explorer, and just to shout out again, info.bombswap.xyz is an amazing place if you're interested in seeing some of the stats of what's going on Bomb Chain. It was definitely quick to be added to one of my favorites. I think we brought it up earlier, but probably didn't talk about.
Or if you don't want to remember the URL, you can just go to BombSwap, and as long as you're on Bomb Chain, you can click stats. So I'll switch over to Bomb Chain, which it doesn't want me to for some reason. Bomb Chain. There we go. And you can get to it that way.
Yeah. Awesome. And as we've said a few times, great place to check out any ARB opportunities, both cross-chain and directly on-chain between pairs as well.
Well, on chain, you probably won't have much luck. There's bots that are already handling that, so
yeah, true.
probably won't beat the bots out. But in terms of cross chain, there's definitely a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, good stuff. I think John was
Found what I was looking for on the site right after I asked.
Yeah, like every page at the bottom has like information on if you're looking at a pair, it's gonna have information on the pair with a link to BombScan, or if you're looking at a token, same thing. View on BombScan.
Yeah, awesome. Okay,
there's the BOEM treasury. It's got a nice bit of liquidity there, 15 grand worth. Actually, I think the BOEM treasury. Let's pull that up real quick. So that's $1,600 worth of LP, or $1,500 worth of LP, and then another 1,700 USD. So it's looking all right.
Yeah.
Love the info site. Many thanks. So
Glad you like it, sir. Yeah.
So if you have CZ EMP or CZ EMP bonds, just make sure your wallet's connected to czpegs.com. And you'll see, I don't think you'll have to refresh the page, but if you don't see the link to migrate at the top, then just refresh the page.
Mm-hmm.
So you should see like right at the top here, it should say, well, I'm not even connected. That's because I'm on Bomb Chain. Yeah, it'll say right at the top there under the menu, like right where my mouse is, it'll show migrate. I mean, the URL is not a secret either. Like just it's migration/CZ EMP. I can post that in the chat. So I mean, you could go directly there if you want, but I mean, if the site doesn't detect your CZ EMP, then the migration page probably won't work. So you probably got to make sure you're connected up on the right wallet.
And it's good shout out to follow our socials. You could have got a jump on the migration that we posted yesterday once it came live. That the migration was live and we've got linked directly to it. So if you aren't following, make sure you follow us on Twitter, like and subscribe on here on YouTube, and come chat with us in Telegram and Discord. Love to hear from you, and anything you heard on the AMA today, if you want to chat about, we'd love to hear from you.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. No, cool. Great, great words to wrap up. So yeah, I think we'll call it there. But thank you guys as ever for coming along, and thanks for everyone who's listening back. And yeah, we will see you all next week if we don't see you in Telegram, Discord, or Twitter Spaces before then. Have a great evening.